Alright, this is the video that I was going to show you in relationship to lesson 4. Disadvantages of relationship marketing is the blog post I've chosen to work on for these activities, and I'm going to stick with the disadvantages of relationship marketing as my long tail keyword. I've done the research on it, it's getting a lot of attention, and it's the question that my blog post answers. Here's my internal link, one that I've got. I haven't done any other internal links. This relates back to the part 1, which was the first blog, the advantages of relationship marketing. So they are interrelated. That's good. Let's see. There are a couple things I want to show you on here. One of the images, we were talking about images. Let's check and see if I've optimized this image. This image, if I go back to edit, no, it's not going to show me here. Okay, I'm going to have to go into my dashboard, into my media. Got some updates to do here. Okay, and I'm going to look for that image. Well, that image is way down there because it's one of the originals. So let's see if it's titled. I don't think it's even titled. Let's do this as if I were adding a new image to show you what I mean by this. I'm going to add a new, just randomly here. I'm not going to use this in the blog post, but I will show you by what it means by adding. Okay, let's just pick an image here. Okay, I'm going to open that. Now this one happens to be about the SEO challenge. It's taking its time to load. But as you'll see over here, it's got a place for alternative text, which is the alt text. This is what gets read by the robot to the readers. Okay, it's up. I want to go back here. This is the image that I put up. Okay, I would put in an alt text using my long tail keyword. So this was, if I were to, this is not related to this one, but I'd use the alt text. I'd make sure that the title was my keyword, SEO challenge strategy. That's not this is for the challenge, but I can see that I could even adjust that and make it better. I don't want a caption on it, but the description, I usually copy the alternative text and put it in the description, making them identical. So that is those two places. That's where you want to make sure that you optimize an image before you put it into your post. So let's go back to the post. It's moving slow today. All right, go in here. How I find that post. It's an old one, so I have to dig a little bit deep. Okay, I'm going to edit that post as we were doing before. Okay, so that's what I would do with the image. Now, looking at the hierarchy of titles, this is the title. This is my H1. It's used again here, H1, but it's only that one. I'm not changing that, and I will not use that again. What I need to do is go through and create the hierarchy. I bolded things, which is back in the days, bolding is also one of the things that search engines look for, but it's not what we're working on today. I need to make subtopics, which would be the H2, and then the points within each of those paragraphs, which would be the H3, and within each of those paragraphs, if there's a point I want to make, it would be H4. So this definitely needs it. One of the places that this would be a subheading, this would be an H2 heading, and I would say something like the recommendations, but I have to go through another disadvantage. So I'm listing disadvantages here. I can see where I've got things and corrections to make. I did put a call to action down here. It's not totally related. I want to go back and correct that. So I need to optimize my headings. I need to my H1, H2, H3, H4. And I wouldn't go any further than 4. You don't really need it. People are using, as we mentioned before, the headings improperly. They're using them as font size. It's not. It's definitely a hierarchy that the search engines use. All right, let's go back up here and look at the post, because there's some things in here I wanted to show you that I can enlarge. Okay, so the other thing that we're looking at here is the permalink, to make sure that you've included this full long tail keyword in your permalink, and that's the slug, and it shows up here as a permalink. So you've coded on your WordPress blog, you're using permalinks. So I'm assuming that many of you are doing this. Here's the tag box. Now what I've learned just by going through, and I've got this tagged sort of, but I could do a total tag with my, let's add a new tag, most used, let's add a new tag. Let's do this, which is my long tail keyword, and I'm going to add that in there. So I believe back in 2016 when I was originally writing this, I was using relationship marketing as the keyword. And now I'm expanding that and making it a long tail keyword because I've learned that lesson. So the other one I wanted to show you is the feature image. So there is a I've used this on this post as a feature image. Let's see if it, okay, so it takes me to the image this time. I do not have an alt text in here. I'm going to have to go back and fix this. I think I will choose a new image for this site. I did not optimize my images back in 2016. So that's for me to do on this assignment. I'm going to click out of there. So this is, was there anything else? Oh, the excerpt, the meta tag. I don't have an excerpt here either. An excerpt is what you see when you do a Google search up here. Oh, this isn't Google, but let's try it on Bing. Excerpt are the paragraphs that show up when you do a search. You get to choose what it says. So like at marketing schools, it shows just a 64 image, 64, well, what are these things? Anyway, it just shows a bit, and that's what we're putting in here is an excerpt. So if I were doing this, okay, I'm going to have to go through that and select what I would really use there, because right now it's not got one. So I'm going to save this for now. Also, I'm going to, tomorrow on day 5, we're going to talk about plugins that help you choose. This says my heading has a rank of 45 out of 100. I need to work on my heading. So that's this. This is my heading, my title of the page. I need to work on that. So maybe that is not the best long tail keyword. Let me see what I can come up with tomorrow. I'm going to update that because I did make that one change to my tag. View the post. Slow today. Okay, and there's my sidebar. So I want to change that image. My image, I would rather have it a rectangle that way than up and down. And I want definitely see how the headings are not showing within here to break it up and make it an easy read. It looks like one blob of font. So I'm going to make some changes to this, and those are what I'm changing. So we'll see you tomorrow, day 5.